Day 1140 of the Trump administration. That leaves 244 days to go until the 2020 presidential election. And speaking from this studio, if last night was Super Tuesday, this was Exhaustion Wednesday. It was a late night, not only here, but across the country. We don't know all the results yet, but make no mistake, this is a whole new race for the White House. Joe Biden won 10 out of 14 states last night. California still outstanding. We don't know what this means long term, but his victory was so sweeping and so surprising, it reordered the Democratic race in a matter of hours. It was the opposite of the establishment, the opposite of big money. He spent no money, no commercials, no campaigning. He won a ton of states that he didn't even visit. This was something of a political prairie fire that started in South Carolina. This was powered by the African-American vote. That started on Saturday in South Carolina. And the Biden campaign has proved that endorsements still matter in this day and age if they're from the right person at the right time, like Congressman James Clyburn, who started it all, like Klobuchar and Buttigieg and O'Rourke. And just like that, Joe Biden now leads in delegates. Joe Biden is the front runner. Today, he looked ahead with our own Savannah Guthrie.
I think the one thing the president doesn't want to do from the very beginning is face me, because I will beat him. Period. Period.
By the way, the rest of Biden's interview will air tomorrow morning on Today. If he does go on to become the Democratic nominee, and we've got a lot to get through between now and then, he will likely get a big assist from Mike Bloomberg, who spent hundreds of millions of dollars to make a run for the White House. Former New York City mayor and full-time billionaire made his debut on Democratic primary ballots yesterday, and he won a single race in American Samoa. Today, he ended his campaign by endorsing Joe Biden.
I've always believed that defeating Donald Trump starts with uniting behind the candidate with the best shot to do it. And after yesterday's vote, it is clear that candidate is my friend and a great American, Joe Biden.
Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren won 0 Super Tuesday states. In fact, she finished third in her home state of Massachusetts. She spent today with her team assessing the way forward. Tonight, the Washington Post reports, quote, top surrogates and allies of Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are discussing ways for their two camps to unite and push a common liberal agenda, with the expectation that Warren is likely to leave the presidential campaign soon. In fact, this evening, Bernie Sanders appeared live on this network and told Rachel Maddow that he did speak to Warren by phone earlier today.
It was a private conversation, but I think, Senator Warren has worked really hard over the last year. She has run in many ways an excellent campaign, bringing out a whole lot of ideas, which I think have expanded political consciousness in this country. She's now assessing, where she wants to go, and she deserves the time and the space to make that decision.
Last night's results made it very clear Bernie Sanders could not dent Joe Biden's support among African-American voters. Today, the Sanders campaign released a new ad, not attempting to be coy about the message here. It prominently features Barack Obama, who, by the way, has not yet endorsed any candidate. Politico describes it this way. The Super Tuesday shellacking was so thorough that Bernie Sanders' strategy changed overnight. It had to. The decades-long refusal to air negative TV ads is out. Spots highlighting former President Barack Obama's praise of him are in. Looking ahead now, the next set of Democratic races right here is on Tuesday, March 10th in Idaho, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, Washington State. There's a debate on March 15. 2 days later, on March 17, the primaries in Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Ohio. Big night. Biden's resurgence last night represents the latest political challenge for this man, President Trump, who in his day job is trying to fight off a pandemic. The president has been under fire for his handling of the virus thus far. Today, he met with airline CEOs to talk about the outbreak, and he ended the meeting by bringing up the Democratic primary results.
No questions on the election. This has to be good.
All right, thanks, guys. Let's go. Come on, guys.
One thing this whole thing has shown that you can't buy an election. It's a beautiful thing. In the case of Elizabeth Warren, had she gotten out, it would have been a very different situation, I think. It would have been a very different night. Had Elizabeth Warren endorsed Bernie, you're talking about a whole different subject. He would have gotten 80, 90, almost. I mean, he would have gotten most of those votes.
Late this evening, Donald Trump also hinted at what his potential campaign strategy against Biden would involve, focusing on the vice president's son and his time serving on the board of a Ukrainian energy company.
That will be a major issue in the campaign. I will bring that up all the time because I don't see any way out. I don't see any way out for them. I don't see how they can answer those questions. And maybe they can. I hope they can. I'd actually prefer it that they can, but I don't believe they'll be able to answer those questions. That was purely corrupt.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.